Hello, everybody. It's meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hey, we have some exciting sky events tonight. There's a risk of severe weather, and, well, it's not only just a full moon, but we have a partial lunar eclipse taking place tonight. Your forecast includes some clouds and thunderstorms. Will you see the eclipse? The update is coming right now.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
I appreciate you joining me right here on Hutch's Weather. I appreciate my sponsors at Robert Gibb and Sons. Hey, did you know that you could receive up to $2,000 in tax rebate by taking care of some hot and cool spots in your house with a mini split system? Call Robert Gibb and Sons today. Tell them Hutch sent you. They can get you all of the details that you need. Now, let's take a look at what we have going on, because we do have that lunar eclipse. And the first thing people are asking Hutch today is, hey, what are the clouds going to do? I know there's a risk of severe weather. We're going to go over all that, but we're going to start with the details on the eclipse and the hour-by-hour forecast and model guidance right behind it. Number one, as we head through the evening, a full harvest supermoon happens. What's a supermoon? Well, the proximity of the moon to the Earth is on the order of being closer rather than far away, which makes the moon look ginormous. Really, really large. And it's going to begin just after sunset, 7:41. Many of us won't really see much of it then, but it peaks as we go to 9:41. These times are central time. So if you're watching me from mountain time zone there, keep that in mind. You'll have to subtract your hour, as we are going to have that eclipse going forward. Now, as we take a look at our risk or our areas of clouds heading into the evening hours, that's going to be important to update and look at as well. Whoa. Let's see. I think we got a little issue with the program, so I'm going to have to close the program behind me. So to do that, I'm going to have to reload this program. I just overwrote it. But again, we'll look at that forecast here in just 1 second. For now, let's take a look at what we have going on elsewhere. And I will say thanks for joining me right here on Hutch's Weather. So sorry about this. I'm going to have to reload my program that I just somehow crashed. And sometimes that happens. So let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can wait. Nope, it's not letting me, so we'll close it. Okay, so there it goes. Okay, now we should have a little bit better response from the program once she opens right back up here, and we'll talk a little bit about the details of what we're expecting. I got to erase some of my notes here as well, so pardon me while I get this stuff, and I beg your pardon, and I'm sorry for all of this delay in our broadcast and my broadcast of what's going on here. So let's go ahead and, well, let's take care of some of this and we'll get right back to your forecast details right now. Loading up the model as we speak. Here we go. So now let's check out that forecast. Again, we're looking at times generally between about 7:41 and 9:44 Central Time. Will the clouds be a problem? Will they be clear? And what is the deal with the severe weather? Let's get to the details on that as the model is loading up. Now, early on here, you can tell it's hot. It's muggy once again, a little on the breezy side out there, but so far we're looking pretty good. So here's a look at that forecast, and we'll start with a look at the showers and thunder showers up near Lake of the Woods. This area could see an increased amount of cloud cover, and for that, let's take a quick peek here at what we have going on with regards to the satellite view. So there is a fair amount of cloud cover spilling into northern parts of northeast North Dakota, northwest Minnesota. Elsewhere here in the eastern one half of North Dakota and South Dakota, fair skies, which should allow for good viewing, and an increase in clouds out in parts of the big sky country of Montana and the western Dakotas. And that's how we start the forecast out. So that's what's going on right now with regards to the clouds. So we'll have a fair amount of clouds up north. You can kind of see the faint gray there. Now we'll set this puppy into motion and let you see how things progress as we go through the evening hours. Notice showers and thunderstorms out in parts of Montana will be making their way in. And as those make their way in from Gillette, from the Black Hills, we're going to see Montana, not a very good chance at seeing anything. This is 9 o'clock, and we're getting close to the peak time for the viewing of the partial lunar eclipse. So the entirety of the surface of the round moon is not going to be in the Earth's shadow, but a portion of it will be. And it's going to look pretty cool. So we'll get a chance to see it here in the Red River Valley, the James River Valley, including you in Aberdeen, Huron, Brookings, all the way out to the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. And a look at the timestamp here. We'll go ahead and take it nationwide and show you areas across the upper Midwest first that have a chance at seeing it. Not a good chance at all across the high plains of Nebraska, western South Dakota. As we go out even farther still, you can see there'll be a chance at seeing everything from the central part of the United States. Still some tropical weather blocking your view across much of the North Atlantic and Mid-Atlantic states heading into the evening hours. So back to our neck of the woods, it looks like a pretty good chance for us to see here in the eastern third of North Dakota and much of Minnesota, minus the northern part, the beautiful display of the partial lunar eclipse. Now, storms out west could be severe tonight, but look at this. This is midnight before they really start punching their way in from the south and west. So western South Dakota will have a decent chance at some stout thunderstorms, as will parts of eastern Montana. And I will point this out. There is a low pressure system spinning its wheels out there. And this little area right here, there's a chance that a couple of these storms could produce some funnel clouds or tornadoes. So if you're in Glasgow, Wolf Point, Brockton, Culbertson, those areas, Poplar, all the way out to near Williston, Sidney, Montana, there'll be a little better chance for seeing a little spin in the atmosphere. But the strongest of the storms are going to be rolling out of Colorado, heading into the plains of Nebraska and parts of South Dakota as far as that goes. So the risk of these storms lasting through the overnight is not that great, but they will be making their way in our general direction. Bismarck, they arrive as we head into the 2 a.m. time frame. And look at Dickinson all the way through Glendive, Montana and Lewistown, Montana. There is some very heavy rain on the way for the western Dakotas and parts of eastern Montana. We'll have a few showers starting to work their way in. So if you happen to be out walking the cat on a leash or in a stroller or whatever you happen to have, it does look like we'll start to see a chance of increased clouds in the 3 o'clock hour. So the viewing of the eclipse will be done by that time. As we go towards daybreak. Now, when will the showers really increase? The shower chances here in western Minnesota, the eastern part of North Dakota, will be more hit and miss. Will these be severe? Not likely. Our chance of severe is not tonight. It comes on your Wednesday. Wednesday morning, scattered showers with a couple of rumbles of storms. The oil patch seeing heavy rain. Look at Montana, inundated from Billings all the way up to Havre, Montana, seeing some of those showers. Now, putting this into motion to close out our Wednesday forecast, it's going to be scattered showers throughout the day. Here is the cool pool of air, and it's drier air here. We'll have gusty winds from the west and southwest as we go through the day. That means it will be warm, but not nearly as warm. Here's the cool pool. It will still be hot and muggy in places like Minneapolis, Brainerd, Bemidji will still be warmer than even Fargo for much of the afternoon, and then the showers push through. Once the showers push through tomorrow, the cool front will have passed, and gone will be the risk for really strong storms in Fargo, but also that heat and humidity. Notice this, in the late evening hours, we could have some central Minnesota and Red River Valley storms. They could quickly form near us in the evening hour and quickly move off into Minnesota, and those have a chance at becoming severe. So that's your hour-by-hour forecast, and look at this little swirly cube working its way through Williston and Freud, Montana, Plentywood, Montana, all of those areas, and boy, will the west winds start blowing that cooler, drier air in, but not before leaving some heavier amounts of precipitation out to the west. So that's a look at that. Now let me see if I have a couple of questions to answer here as we go further into the broadcast. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate you, Marvin. Are we okay in Cavalier? You're okay. But boy, there was a lot of rain and our river levels are beginning to rise up there at Netchie. So anywhere along those rivers in northeast North Dakota, we're starting to see flood warnings issued by the National Weather Service. My friend, let's see, says in Cullum, light breeze in Cullum. Okay, thank you very much. Park Rapids could use some rain, as could Fargo-Moorhead. And we have a chance for a few drops. Locally heavy rain, not really in the cards. Park Rapids may have a better chance as we go into the late night hours on your Wednesday night, but not tonight. So that's the way that looks. Anything weird coming to Kitson County besides this big spinning cool off that will work its way through tomorrow night? It looks like perfect sailing for you folks out there in Kitson County and Kennedy and on up towards Howlock. Cool background screen. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Paula. I'm glad that you like that. I'm working on all kinds of new stuff here at Hutch's Weather, hoping to really bring out some fun and have some fun. And a lot of these, most of these are your ideas, I might add. Now, let's take a look at what's going on with your forecast because I do not want to make you wait. Here we go. We're going to start with the forecast for tonight. Clear skies, great viewing in the early overnight hours. Late, as we go towards 7 a.m., we'll have scattered showers wrapping around that low. So the best chance will be up north and maybe a few into parts of the Red River Valley as well. So scattered showers, a rumble of thunder, nothing severe. Wind southeasterly into Fargo, but out here, look at the cool pool working its way into Glendive, Baker. We're talking Dickinson, Bowman, Hettinger, Lemon, South Dakota. Not sour temperatures, but welcome temperatures and more like limes there in Lemon. if you can believe that, because it's green in Hutch's color map. 69 to start your day in Jamestown. Fargo, still 70, and that's pretty muggy and pretty mild for a start your day temperature. Now your afternoon. Check out the swirling winds. We'll have a southwest winds here. In Minnesota, it'll be southeasterly. And remember, I said chances are that places like Bemidji could have a chance at being even warmer, because I do think this southerly wind will shoot some temperatures up your way that could be a little warmer than we see in Fargo-Moorhead. Now, we're going to be close to 80 here in Fargo, but as you look off to the central part of the Dakotas, still a hot pocket there, right? Gusty winds to 40 miles per hour, southeasterly, and depending on where you are, you can see they'll be shifty. But in Montana, in the oil patch, those winds will not be southerly at all. I drew out the old blue arrow, grabbed it out of my pocket, and said, yup, you're going to have some cold north winds out there in places like Glendive, Circle, Montana, Fort Peck, Montana, Glasgow, Montana. All of you expect those winds to be ripping out of the northwest, and a cool, drier pool of air working its way in. Although it won't be dry weather, the rain chances continue for much of Montana. And the planning forecast looks like this. If we can see if I can, I think that's over here. Here it is. Extended forecast. Temperatures near 80 the next couple of days. Passing showers and storms both early, then a break in Fargo, and then late we'll have a chance for some brief thunderstorms that will swiftly move into Minnesota. Minnesota, you have a better chance at seeing some scattered showers of rain on your Wednesday night. Spotty on Thursday, temperatures back to near 80 thanks to that more westerly and southwesterly component of the wind. And those north winds out in Montana finally arrive on Friday. So Friday's fastidious changes will be northwest winds. A late thunderstorm can't be ruled out in the nighttime hours, but otherwise I think it'll be fairly quiet in our area. Passing clouds and showers on Saturday can't be ruled out, but by and large I think it looks sunny and cool on Sunday. And then next week, wow, a few thunder showers. Look at these high temperatures and low temperatures. 43. Whoa. That is not hot, folks. That's not very hot at all. So now let's take a look at what's going on with our current weather right here. I'm loading that up on the radar here, so pardon me while I go ahead and get out that radar. We'll look at some now temperatures first, because that's a fitting thing to start with. Let's see. Here they are. Okay, so here we go. Now, as we take a look at your temperatures across the area, what you're going to notice, we have 90 in Bismarck, 84 Miles City. Look at this. Out there at 93 sizzle-worthy degrees on the Montana border, 95 in Glendive, and it's 93 for you in Baker, Montana, Sidney, Montana. The oil patch is just sizzling out there. And Wolf Point, you have 90 degrees as well, Glasgow near 90. So it's sizzle hot, and it is hot in Rapid City and central South Dakota with mid-90s there as well. That looks like about Wall, where we're seeing some mighty warm temperatures as well. Phillips, South Dakota, 95 degrees. Here in the valley, we're talking 91 in Fargo. It's hot out there, folks. 84 in Grand Forks. Look at the change in temperatures from 70 up here in and around you folks in Cavalier to 91 in Fargo-Moorhead. We have hot temperatures in the Southern Valley. Fergus Falls, 86, 84 for you in the Detroit Lakes area. And looking up to the north, we have, wow, as we look up towards Red Lake, Waskish at 84 degrees. International Falls, 81, Baudette, 81 degrees, and we do have 72 for you on the northwest part of the angle up there. And in Kitson County, it's 73, and that's good enough for me. So that's the temperatures right now. We definitely do have some humid air in the area. And as we take a look at that humid air, let's go ahead and see if I can pull up those dew point temperatures, because it's been pretty sticky out in our neck of the woods with regards to those dew points in the 60s and even some 70s out there. So as I pull out my pointer here, you'll see that Grand Forks has dew points around 70 degrees right now. Devil's Lake, we're at 67 with all of that recent rain up in the northern part here. We have near 70 degree dew point temperatures all the way up into northern Minnesota. Out near the parts of Montana where we do have that drier air moving in, look at those dew points. We're in the 40s, folks. And that is extremely dry air, but they're still getting some rain. And some of the rain will be evaporating as it hits the ground, but there's going to be some beneficial rain in the plains of Montana in the next 24 to 36 hours. For us, we're going to remain on the sultry side tonight, overnight, with temperatures. Reason it being Hutch has a 70 degree reading is our temperatures will not fall below the dew point unless the air dries out a little bit. So that's a look at that. Now let's pop up the radar here as we take a look at what's going on now out in Montana. So we do have those showers and storms working their way and developing out to the west. Let's see. Oh, but this is modeled radar. I don't want that. I want the radar. So here we go. Where'd you go, radar? There we go. I apologize. My eyes aren't working quite so good. Okay, so here's a look at the radar out there. And in eastern parts of Wyoming, we have some stout thunderstorms near Lusk. If you've ever driven through Lusk, it's a great place to be. Driving out of the Black Hills and in towards the I-25 corridor, there are some strong storms. We do have some weather updates from the National Weather Service saying that these storms have the potential to have noticeable weather with them. What do I mean by that? We could see some gusts to 55 miles per hour. That's only 3 degrees shy of severe. So chance of some gusty winds moving into the high plains of northeast Wyoming right now, Spearfish, South Dakota. So that's what's going on south of Glendive. We have a couple of storms trying to develop out here. Nothing severe yet. And you can almost see the curvature and circulation around these storms as we look in on the high country out there near Missoula and Great Falls. So we definitely have some changes that are taking place out in the west. It's a long ways from us. Up near northern parts of Minnesota, we do have some stout thunderstorms that are clipping off here on the radar, on the edge of the radar scene. But this is north of Rainy Lake out there in the International Falls area, just crossing over places like Lake of the Woods area as well. So scattered showers and clouds are exiting your area in Lake of the Woods, but I think it's still going to be cloudy for the view of tonight's beautiful lunar eclipse. All right, let me look for questions and see if we have any before I check out for the update for this afternoon. Let's see. Okay, Sandy says thank you, and thank you for joining me. Sandy, do you think that the thickness of the squirrels can be a factor in the forecast? That's a great question. You know, Brad, I'll share this story briefly, but one time we were talking with some farmers, and the size of pig spleens apparently has something to do with how hard of a winter we will have. So pig spleens, believe it or not. Good question. Thanks for asking, Brad. Thank you, Jennifer, so very, very much for your support. Anybody sharing stars, I take my hat off to you because you're helping Hutch's Weather grow. And as you can see, I'm not stopping. I'm continuing to try to improve what I do every single day. And I really do appreciate everybody who supports Hutch. Fergus Falls on board. Bonnie says thank you. I say thank you. Marvin, thank you very much for being here and watching. And I think that's it for questions. So now I'm going to take and take my hat off to those of you who took the time to go to Hutch's Weather at hutchesweather.com. It's right here. And as I reload the page, if I'm going live, it'll show you at the top of the page. Hey, over 600 of you have signed up in this first bar here to get email alerts from Hutch. I have done a handful, less than 5 email alerts. There's no spam. It's just weather, and it's only when it counts. So keep that in mind. And keep in mind, too, it's a one-stop shop here. What's important right now? Fall colors are really important. So you can stop here, click, and go into the DNR page and check out the latest fall colors report from them. Here's your interactive radar. This is really cool. You can hold down your control button and tilt the earth and see what's coming our way, and you can spin the earth and look. And you know what? If you have relatives out there in the big state of Alaska, you can see what's going on. Yep, it's Anchorage is out there with some scattered showers working their way through. You can check out all over the world with the map here, and it's really kind of cool. Not only that, at the bottom of the page here is where you go to check out my latest videos, and that's always important, but look at here. Yep, that's right. Hutch's Weather Kid. You can sign up today. Kids, I need you. So parents, if you're out there and your kid has any interest at all about learning more about the weather, I'd love to have you sign up. And here is where you click to upload your videos or photos and to view the videos and photos that have been uploaded. So check it out. There was the Northern Lights last night, and I'll have more on this a little bit later, but I think the thing is that we've had some treats in the sky, and that continues tonight. Check out these photos. Even just looking at the little thumbnails here give you the idea of all the awesome sauce that you have seen and uploaded lately, like this Vergas, Minnesota pic, a few clouds mingling with those Northern Lights, and it's reflecting off of the glassy waters. This was taken by Jamie. Thank you so very, very much. That's at the Lost Valley Resort in Vergas. What a beautiful shot there. Now, we had ominous skies that were just roiling and toiling over the valley. Look at these puppies out there. And you know what's a beauty? Look at the change in colors of the sky from right to left. It's almost as if somebody did a Photoshop and swooped into gray, but no. That is what it looked like out over the Edinburgh area. Doug, thank you so very, very much for taking this one 3.5 miles east of the Edinburgh area. Now, as we look elsewhere, we did get some more of those beautiful northern lights. This was near Sabika out there in Wadena County. You can even make out the stars in between the trees there. Thank you so very much, Jessica Johnson, for uploading that. And some ominous skies. I asked folks to share this. Here's some Bemidji ones, though. Look at Bemidji. Just Beltrami County is just so beautiful because it's dark and you can see. And boy, can you see the lights. Look at the northern lights. Thank you so very much, Heidi, for sharing. Now, some weird skies. Really weird as we approach the fall season. And I was out shopping and oh boy, we've got a swarm of birds out there in War Road outside of the high school out there, like the start of a horror movie, I guess. You know, if you're worried about that. What was the name of the movie there? Was it Birds? Something like that. A beautiful skies out there, but this is a video in the Greenbush area. I asked for this to be uploaded. I'm telling you what, these clouds yesterday, that is a Shelfie McShelferson cloud. There is a downdraft there where you can't see the light behind the cloud. That is a heavy rain shaft. And over here, you've got the updraft part of this storm, and that is a monster supercell thunderstorm out there. And boy, did they deliver some heavy rain. So flooding concerns continue for parts of the area. I'd love to have you and invite you to check out hutchesweather.com, upload your photos and videos. And remember, if you have an idea for Hutch's Weather or hutchesweather.com, you can drop it in the comments. I read all of your comments. So remember my sponsors, and remember to check back a little bit later. I'll have an update for you on your forecast. As storms develop out in the western part of the state tonight, things don't arrive here until overnight. But you can always get the latest where? I'll tell you where. It's hutchesweather.com. No matter where you are, and no matter when you're there. I'd love to have you click the follow button on Facebook to follow my professional page and subscribe on YouTube by hitting the subscribe button. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and we'll talk again, hopefully really soon.